What do you get when you mix Platoon with the Lost World Jurassic Park and a little bit of Jurassic World Rebirth into a movie? Well, you get Primitive War. That is right, the newest dinosaur war action movie has just been released, I think about a month ago, and I'm a bit late on this review because I think the film has unfortunately already ended its screenings. However, once this hits streaming, I highly recommend you guys check it out. Primitive War is a period piece taking place in Vietnam War during the 60s, where a group of soldiers go out on a classified duty that is secretly the land of dinosaurs, where dinosaurs are apparently roaming around in the Vietnam jungle, which leads to conflict between both the soldiers and the dinosaurs, leading into some bloody dinosaur action. Now, this film is a low budget film. It wasn't made for that much money, which you can definitely kind of tell in some points. It's not a big Hollywood production, but I think that's what makes this movie special. Because this is not a Jurassic World movie. This is a different dinosaur movie and a different story. Not one of those big dumb Jurassic World movies, whatever they've done with Dominion and Rebirth. No, this is a new dinosaur film, a new horror dinosaur film that actually takes itself seriously. Now, yeah, there are definitely some goofy moments, and some of the dinosaurs don't look realistic in some of the shots and moments, but they still look really good, the dinosaurs, especially on a low budget. Like, I can't believe how many good dinosaur effects are actually in this movie that they've managed to get away with on a low budget. The movie is based on a comic book by Ethan Peters, which I've never read the comic book, unfortunately, but what I've seen from the book is that it's a really intense action book. Like, it is really intense with all the dinosaur stuff. There's a lot of bloody things in the book that they left out in the film, which, speaking of, Primitive War is definitely not a Jurassic film and doesn't shy away from showing all the dinosaur carnage in this movie. That is right, you're gonna watch people and soldiers getting ripped apart and eaten, and there's even some guts and gore in this film, which is absolutely disgusting, but still is amazing though, to see how this movie can get away with pretty much showing just people getting ripped apart by these dinosaurs. One of my favourite scenes in the film is with a bunch of Quetzalcoatluses, which was a really disgusting scene, but I still highly recommend watching this scene because it is just so brutal and is one of my favourite scenes in the film. And yeah, a lot of the dinosaur effects in this film look really good. Like the T-Rexes, they looked alright in the film, as well as some of the Utahraptors as well in the film. Which, by the way, they used feathers in this film. We finally get a dinosaur movie with feathered dinosaurs. That is just awesome. However, not all the dinosaurs in Primitive War are really that violent. You do get to see some dinosaurs peacefully hanging around the river and some other places. But there's also some dinosaurs that are just hanging around humans peacefully, which was definitely unexpected. I thought that maybe at least some of the herbivores were going to attack the humans, but it didn't end up happening. Now let's talk about the cast, which is kind of my negatives of the film. Some of the human characters, I know it's a low budget film, but some of the human characters weren't that great. The main character was good, but I don't have much to say about him, unfortunately. He's just another generic army soldier dude as the main character. We also have this scientist woman that hangs around the team throughout the middle parts of the film, which I don't know these characters' names, by the way. I thought that she was also alright too. However, again, there's not really much to her character. However, one character that I definitely did not really that much find that great of a character was this general dude who kept on saying the F-bomb 24/7. I don't know what was up with him, but he was like some kind of cartoon character. But pretty much everyone else I just can't remember. Everyone else was just really dinosaur bait. You know, they're getting eaten by dinosaurs. And that's cool because we want to watch more people get eaten by dinosaurs in gory ways. There were some really dark scenes in this movie. Like, there is one scene in the film really, really sad and really unexpected. Now, I know there are going to be people that are going to compare Primitive War to Jurassic World Rebirth, but there are some slight differences. However, my only issues with Primitive War are that it reuses some of Jurassic World Rebirth's flair. Like, for instance, the Spinosaurus scene, which I think many people have pointed out that are very similar to Rebirth's scene with the Spinosaurus from the trailers. Well, that was judging by the trailers. And while the scene is different, I can still tell that it looks kind of the exact same. Now I know the director of Primitive War has said that he would just include the Spinosaurus because it was more popular, and also because he didn't know how to incorporate Capasuchus, which was in the book. I don't know why they got rid of the Capasuchus in that scene. Like the Capasuchus, it needs to be in a dinosaur film. Like, come on, why didn't you include the Capasuchus in the scene? But oh well, it is what it is. So he just included the Spinosaurus because it was more recognizable, but I still can't compare it to Jurassic World Rebirth Spinosaurus. Also, I have to point out that some of the shots of the dinosaurs, I get it's on a low budget, but it just doesn't look realistic some of the times, particularly around the daytime and stuff, and some scenes at night. And especially when it comes to like light, there is a lot of scenes with the dinosaurs where they're in front of light. It doesn't look realistic, like particularly the Deinonychus scene. As much as the scene's badass, I still don't think the CG looks great in this shot. Now, those are just my own criticisms about this movie. Now we're going to move on to just one spoiler for the film that I have to mention in this video, and that's one of my favorite scenes in this movie, and that is a scene at the end where a T-Rex eats a bunch of communists. That is right, they're at the end of the film, they were villains of the film, and they pretty much all got eaten by two T-Rexes. Come on, that scene was badass. I had to mention it in this video, because it was 100% worth the price of admission. Now, that is pretty much it for my quick review of Primitive War. What do I think? Is it a good film? It is, but it has its problems. Obviously, I mentioned those, but so far, pretty good film. I definitely recommend it, particularly if it heads to streaming, or definitely buy it on DVD if you get the chance to. I give Primitive War a 7 out of 10 for the T-Rex eating communist scene. That scene was awesome, but do hope that we get more dinosaur movies like this. Like, we haven't got that much dinosaur movies besides the Jurassic films, and I hope that Primitive War gets enough attention so that people do eventually see more dinosaur movies that aren't Jurassic World. So anyway, what do you guys think of Primitive War? And are you going to see it? Type in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next adventure.